Alright, we are in Lafayette here with both balers. The mechanic is actually sitting with me in the 7290 that's on this other baler. This is Jared with the 8320 and the John Deere 100. Okay, like I said, the mechanic is riding with me. We had tried out a few things up on the upper side of this field on some short rounds. To get this baler loaded up and get material in it, he had tried a couple things back at the farm, and Jared saved us 5 windrows here, and we're just bailing down through our first time here. I wanted to get some drone footage as long as both these balers were in the same field, and Jared, he ends up falling out of the frame here pretty quick. He's just walking away from that baler a little bit. But I'm gonna let this video continue on here, so we'll talk at you a little bit here in a few minutes. So the technician, he looked at a couple things. First, he looked at the calibration of the load cell that's up in the top of the plunger head. He looked at that because I had replaced that before, and then he looked at the valve that's mounted in the front of the baler that has to do with monitoring the pressure for the hydraulic cylinders on the bale chamber. Everything there was in check. We had the bale chamber cylinders to where there wasn't maybe only an inch showing. So the bale chamber was closing up tight enough. We did have some stripper plates that had come off of the rotor, the back of the rotor. There's stripper plates to keep it clean. There was one of them wedged in underneath the front of the throat where the at the top of the pre-chamber. So we cleaned that out, cleaned that metal out, and we thought that had something to do with it, and it didn't. So we gotta get that problem addressed, and then we can go forward here with trying to figure out what's actually going on with this baler. Jared's been running this baler here since he's been about 10 years old. He had always rode with me when he was a little kid, and we raked hay all of a couple days there straight, and he kind of knew what fields, what order we were going in. We had a skid steer breakdown on us, picking up bales, going from one field to the other. So I said, well, you just stay in this field here, bale it, and if anything happens, you shut the tractor off, and I'll be back. It's gonna take me a little while to get this hose on this skid steer here. So it took me longer than expected to get a hose fixed on a skid steer, and I come back to the field that he was baling in. He was done and gone. He had went on to the next field. He went out onto the road and went down to the next field and had it done, and was moved on to the third field. I said, well, looks like he's got this under control. And I went back and drove truck the rest of the day, and he just kept that baler going without any problems. So at this point, we are still somewhat baffled that we cannot get this baler to bale a dense bale. We're just kind of looking things over here. There's nothing left to bale in this field. We baled one windrow in it, then a couple of windrows up in the short rounds to the left of this tractor, which would be the west. And we tried to stack the stuffer chamber with less material, with more material, running the baler in manual mode and in automatic mode, and it just didn't seem to matter. So we've got to put them, get them stripper plates in there that come up against the back of the rotor. We got to start there, and we're going to have to break out some bales of straw in the bunk or something and rebale them and get this thing figured out here. So Jared, this is actually where he started the day here. This is on the strips where this is maybe the second strip that heat baled here. He's maybe baled 20 bales so far, maybe. They got this baler all cleaned up, and they ended up putting it back away again. They greased it, and it's ready to go. And the next time we got to get it out, all they had to do yesterday morning was check the air pressure on the tires, and we got the nodder back from a friend of mine that borrowed it, and we slammed that on there, and it went to town. So okay, in my previous video I talked about this baler a little bit. This baler is made by Corone, and one of the viewers stated that it is the same as a model 8080. I did not know what model. This was similar to when Corone was actually making these back in the late 90s, early 2000s. We bought this baler brand new, and it was $60,000 when we had bought it, like 50, could be 58 or something, 58 or 60,000 when we bought it new back in, I want to say it was 2002, and it has baled 28,000 bales. It hasn't baled a huge amount of bales, but it has baled some. The Case Baler that we have is an LB333. It's a 2012 model. We bought it in 2013, and it had 2,070 some bales on it, and it's got 12,300 something on it right now. We're gonna get that baler to bale right. We just gotta get it figured out. I know it does make a real nice dense bale, a little denser bale than what this John Deere 100 baler will make. We gotta get it figured out. Well, it just about wraps up this video here, folks. So thanks for watching, and please rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you at the next video.